Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? All right. Day 4, I believe, of the Diddy case, the trial of the century, as I'm dubbing it. Cassie took the stand once again, found out that she said she was ready to freak off anytime. She said those words. That's not even alleged. She literally typed those words as a text. Ready for a freak off anytime. Okay. All right. So, not saying that she, was not brutally assaulted or, that her claims may maybe not carry weight, but it just seems a little weird when you say you're ready for a freak off anytime. Was she being sarcastic? Was she being ironic? You can't really tell the tone of somebody's text. The only way you can really tell somebody's tone is, if they have underline or capital letters or something like that, and it looks like they're yelling or shouting and exclamation points and different punctuation. She says she was ready to freak off any time. That's some strong wordage. Is wordage a word? um no, the defense for Diddy, they're trying to call into question how she understood the role of being in these freak offs. She stated that she had lubricant on her, that she had to take rest for a few hours or days. She had an IV drip. She had to have a massage. The chef, cooked meals specific to recovery from such physical exertion. Bumba, yeet, salute to you. Bumba, salute. Salute to Paul South. Diddy Mama a freak. Okay. We're not going to talk about Mama Combs, okay? Not in that light. Diddy is asking for a well-hung jury. That's funny. Diddy or didn't he? Justin Bieber. Question. But Cassie's on the stand. She is the star witness. This whole shenanigans. I didn't know they could play the video. They played the video. I kind of expected them to have her as a star witness, but I didn't know they would go with it. It's just very, very weird. It's very weird. But I think that Cassie is on a level of being looked at as the victim. But what did she actually participate in that she consented to, and without force or alleged assaults or anything? What did she volunteer for? What did she put up her own actions as saying that she wanted to do something? Paul says, I don't know how to pronounce that name, so I'm going to call you Paul. Paul says, lock Gazy up with Diddy with 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Okay. Paul's going crazy. Paul, have you seen my Cash App? Here's my Cash App, sir. You're going crazy in my live chat. So make sure you hit my Cash App. Putting it in right now. There it is. And if you feel so inclined, there's my Venmo. And Texas is in the mix. Whenever Texas is in the mix, that's when you know it gets serious. It's a problem. He's full of knowledge. He taught my dumb ass all about White. I can't even think of his first name right now. But he taught me about him. I don't have him with me. I hadn't had the piece of paper. Can't remember, but he taught me about. He'll put it in there. What's good, Marcus? What's good? We about to blow up. We get 5 more people. We have a party. This is a sus ass title. That's why it's in quotations. I didn't say it. She said it. It's in quotations. That's why it's in quotations. It's on my PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App for all you people out there that are supporting me monetarily. If you don't want to support me monetarily, make sure you tell somebody about my channels. Maybe they'll subscribe. Tell them definitely to subscribe. All right. Marcus says Hugh Hefner had the same type of parties, but it was glorified. Yeah, but I think Diddy had different parties though. He had the regular, go to the party, drink a little something, maybe snort a little something, smoke a little something, and then you go home. You maybe danced a little bit, maybe had some food, and then you go home. But then there was a time I remember him standing up with the microphone in his hand. Let me see a little bit more of myself. Hold on. He was standing up with the microphone in his hand. He was like, all right, all the kids, this is paraphrasing. He was just like, all the kids, it's past that time. Now it's time for the adults only hour. He said these words, not verbatim, but in that same sense, that there was another kind of party that's going to go on. Do you like the party? See, there was one party that everybody was at, and it was like everybody was dressed in white, and everything was nice, and it was, had a little bit of cocktail. You had some champagne, it was cool, and then the kids had, sparkling cider, I guess, whatever the case may have been, and everything was a party. Then the freak-offs were a party. Yo, Charles Moran, salute to you, sir. He was doing too much. Yeah, he was doing too much. Eyes Wide Shut Diddy, yeah. Doom, 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 doom. That movie is like is no pun intended. It's an eye opener. Marcus, don't ever compare Hefner to Diddy. Texas is on the case. He's like, don't ever compare this nigger. Texas, just say nigger. You know you want to say it. Just say it. You say nigger all the time. I know it. Hey, this is the funny thing about the word nigger. Everybody says don't say it. Can't say it. Can't write it in YouTube. Can't put it on anything like that. Everybody uses it. And like I said, there's more words you can put in. Spear chucker, stovepipe, tar baby, darky. I don't know if you can put darky in. Maybe you can't put darky in, but you can put in all the other ones. But that word nigger, oh my God. Like the late, great Paul Mooney once said, now that it doesn't mean a damn thing, everybody's pouncing on it. Oh, we should bury the word. We should have a funeral for the word nigger. And back in the 20s and 30s and in the late 19th century and the early 20th century, when people were getting shot, stabbed, castrated, set on fire, strung up on a tree, and a guy was like looking up and saying, look at this nigger. Nobody gave, oh, well, we just use the word nigger. All right, so who cares? We're Negroes. We're colored. Whatever. N-word towers in the chat. Knuckle drag, exactly. Knuckle dragger, the good old days. The good old days. Yeah, the good old days. Texas is saying when he used to string niggas up in the trees. Before his Playboy career, Hugh Hefner used to shine my shoes. Okay. I think that's just alleged. I'm just going to say that's an allegation. I'm not sure your age, sir. I'm not sure of your placement in history with the late, I say the late great Hugh Hefner. He had a great line. He said when people asked him, do you think that you objectify women? He said, well, they're objects, aren't they? He said that. He said they're objects, aren't they? Why can't they be objectified? Bumba said Marcus definitely didn't have a father. Uh-oh. Shiloh is making bank. Who is Shiloh? Bumba, I don't know who Shiloh is. Who's Shiloh making bank? 4 more people and we have a party. That's all we need is 4 more people. Take away the 19th Amendment. Oh my God. Isn't that the women's suffrage amendment? The 19th Amendment? That's the thing with women. Women couldn't own land unless it was given to her by a family member or her deceased husband. They didn't have to go to school. They didn't have to go to school for a career. They could just go to school to learn how to, better maintain their house or something like that, for home economics or whatever the case may have been. They didn't have to go to school or go to college, but there were colleges for women, but they didn't have to. It wasn't like an expectation. okay, you're going to college, you're going to, to embed yourself and get a career and, hopefully be a CEO one day or whatever the case may be. And that wasn't the issue. They couldn't vote. Like, they got the short end of the stick, like, all the way. Naturally, they got the short end of the stick. Aunt Flo visited him once a month and, terrorized him for a week or more. So they really definitely got the short end of the stick. The lady who said the N-word at the park. Shiloh is the lady that said the N-word at the park. Well, I don't even know what you're talking about. What park? Texas, my dad. Okay, he's talking to Texas. Marcus making up ish now. I'll read his post. My dad is alive and well. He drives and can still wipe his AZZ. Texas, nah, my dad is 91 and in great health. Okay. Clapping back at Texas. That's what's up. Don't let that white boy get to you, Marcus. I have respect for Texas, but don't let that white boy get to you. Let him know. But like I said, always ready to freak off. That's Cassie's words in her text. That's from a legitimate, literal, verbatim text. She says she was always ready for a freak off. And was she saying that playfully? Ha ha hee hee. I'm just kidding. Ha ha ha. I didn't really mean it like that. I was just playing along. Or was that like the very beginning, of it? And before she even, I don't even know what the timeline was, but Texas, you're not white. I'm racist though. I am a racist. What are you, Texas? Are you a brown man? Yo, son, how about them Cowboys? Marcus ain't your damn son. Texas, what are you? Are you a brown man, a red man, a yellow man, a black man? What? I can't tell. I thought you were a white man. I thought you were white this whole time. Sincerely, I really did. I didn't know. You had to tell me. Tell me what. Oh, you're okay. You're American. Like, I'm an American. I'm a man of color who happens to live in America. I mean, that's just between you and I. When it comes to the cops, when it comes to me in the Walmart parking lot, and guns are drawn, and I'm a black man. There's no question. There's no question about that. I'm a black man at that time. All right, they're talking to each other in the chat. But okay, so we were up to 7. We're down to 6 again. We have to get 4 more people to have a party. That means double the people that's in here. That or not double the people that's in here, but almost double the people that's in here. So always ready for a freak off. That's the one that sticks out to me. She said she was ready for the freak offs. Tri-state area. I don't know what tri-state area they're in. I don't know if it's Oklahoma and California, or I don't know what their tri-state area is. But anyway, because those are some of the border states of California, of Texas, and they apparently live. I think Marcus and of course Texas lives in Fort Worth. I'm not sure where Marcus lives, but yeah, she said that she was afraid for her life. She was afraid for allegedly cheating on Diddy with Kid Cudi, and the alleged bombing, the explosion of his car, allegedly done by Diddy. Marcus is East Coast trash. The tri-state area is the New York metropolitan area. So that's New Jersey and Connecticut, right, Marcus? Am I correct in saying that? Connecticut and New Jersey are the other two that make up the New York metropolitan area. Am I correct? In New York, yeah, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, right? That's right. Free Keefy D. Bumba's crazy. Keefy D is going to be locked up for a long time, allegedly. It's not looking good for Keefy D. He was not too bright. He pretty much told on himself. He wasn't the brightest character. He wasn't the sharpest crayon in the light bulb box. They call everyone son, but don't got no dads. Ooh. That was a hard shot, man. Who is they though? What are you, Texas? Are you a white man? I'm an American. What is your racial makeup? You have a racial makeup. They don't just call him. Oh, there's American. No, they say there's a white boy or there's a cracker or something like that, or there's a nigger. That's all I'll say. Don't got no dads. Hispanic. Okay. Hispanic. Okay. I'm glad you said Hispanic and not Spanish, because that's annoying. I always have to say, like the late great Paul Mooney said. He said, I speak English, but I don't look like they both were alive at the same time. But the Queen of England, do I look like the Queen of England? It's like, we don't go around calling each other English because we speak the language. Keefe interviews were pretty funny and crazy. Yeah, Keefe, he had a weird speaking style. It was like he was speaking on like a 4th grade reading level. I don't mean to laugh, but it was just how his vocal style, his approach verbally was very, mundane and almost elementary. Yes, you have to put the alleged on there. I'm not even gonna repeat that. Texas, you keep that in the live chat. Keep that in the live chat. And hit that like button. Everybody in the room, hit the like button right now so we can get the algorithm going. That'll get more people in here. We can have a big show, and I can get more money. That's the whole point of this thing. But I have fun because I do my research. I do the due diligence. But Cassie's ready to pop. She like I said, they literally know what they're doing. A pregnant woman, oh my God, on the stand. Oh my gosh, she could have a baby right there. What would that be if they'll put that in a movie? If she had a baby right there in the courtroom. 2 more and we got a party. Let's go. Keep it going, y'all. Weekly's Game Girl, Skylar, what are your thoughts? Who was the winners and losers this week in the Diddy trial? Well, Cassie obviously was the winner. She had a few missteps, like the huge misstep today when she said, when she had on a text message, she was always ready for a freak off. That was a problem. That was an issue. That kind of was a blow to the prosecution. And welcome, Weekly's Game Girl. Are you one of my followers already, Weekly's? Do you think it's all over for Diddy? It could be. I'm not gonna be with my genie hat on. Oh, thank you, Weekly's. Have you donated to the machine already, Weekly's? Charles Moran, welcome, salute. It was up to 8. We only needed 2. Now it's down to 7 again. Those are my thoughts. The winners. I'm gonna say the winners of the week tomorrow, and wait till it happens. Because I think there's gonna be a big revelation tomorrow. It usually happens on Fridays, I think, because it's like the end of the day. It's the end of the week. The jurors are tired. They're taking in so much information. Cassie was on the stand for hours, and she's pregnant, and it's like big mess. Charles Moran said, check my comment above. Okay, Diddy may walk, especially when he that's Marcus Blackman. Charles Moran, what was it? Welcome? That's all I saw from you. Check my comment above. I think he'll do 10 years. I don't know. I can't tell. I have a feeling that this is Weekly's Dream Girl. I have a feeling that Cassandra's misstep could come back and really bite her in the rear. Where's the crime, though? No, where's the crime? Where? Hold on. Where's the crime? Where? Charles Moran. What do you mean? Where's the crime? Where's the crime though? All I see is a domestic abuse situation. Facts. If Diddy is found guilty, then dirty sexual acts should be made a crime. Disagree with you because there's a bias, or there's a question in what you mean by dirty, quote unquote, sexual acts. Because as long as they're consensual adults, it's whatever. It's basically whatever. You can do anything you want. I mean, they can get as freaky as they want. I don't care. As long as they're adults and they're consensual. If you barring those two things, illegal, completely vicious and evil and wrong. Diddy kept all the weirdo in check. Yeah. Gene Deal gonna do 100 interviews this week. Okay. I mean, dirty sexual acts shouldn't be made illegal, but many couples do dirty acts like this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they want to get freaky, they can get freaky. If they're over 18, they're 18 and over, and both of them say, "Do you want to do this?" And say, "Yeah, I want to do this." And you want to do this? Yeah, I want to do this. And if you want to have 40 people that say, "Hey, you want to all do this?" And everybody says, "Yeah, let's do this," you know, that's your business. That's their business. That's on them. They can freak off as much as they want, just as long as there's no children involved and nobody says, "Okay, stop. Okay, I'm done." And if you keep going, that's when it's a problem. That's when it's a major issue. Yes, he's guilty of freako. It's hard to see the racketeering trafficking. Yeah, that's a weird. Those are weird charges when I saw them. Anyway, he has 5 charges on the table right now. The racketeering charge is strange. Usually, it's like a whole organization, a huge syndicate, crime syndicate that has to be brought down because of RICO. That was a weird charge on her. And then the crossing state lines with prostitutes or something like that. That's weird and stupid because we should have prostitution legalized in the first place. It's not right now. I know it's on the books now, and he could still go under for that. But I mean, I'm just giving the idea of him being a someone who is a one who panders or was it I can't think of it. I can't think of the word, but Diddy didn't. Okay. Oh wait a minute. Wheat Girl says, okay. I wonder if Diddy went to Epstein Island. He probably did. That's a good question. All right, that's a good suggestion. Please clear up one thing for me. This whole trial was built off of Cassandra's lawsuit. No, I don't think it was built off the lawsuit. It was built off the charges. And the lawsuit, which I thought she couldn't say a word. I thought she was like, well, the NDA, I can't say a word, but I'm my stupidity, my ignorance. I didn't realize that, you could still take the stand after being allegedly given $30 million in NDA. You can't say anything. She's saying a lot. She said a lot. She was on the stand for hours. So Diddy didn't kiss the ring, so now he's got to be sat down. Kiss whose ring? Kiss the ring from whom, Marcus? Yes, that is true. But what if they agreed and or asked to come over? That's the thing. If they agreed to something, all we need is one more person. One more person in the room. We have a party. But if they asked to come over, I have no, like I said, I have no issues with freak offs, any kind of sexual escapades and craziness, jumping up and down and doing whatever you want. Adult, consensual, just those 2 elements. There could be more, but those are the things that come to mind. You being an adult and you consenting to your action, to whatever actions occur. Terrence Howard has been telling a lot of late. Yes, he has. He has said that Diddy tried to that's the word. Did I say procure already? Pander and procure. That's another word. Otherwise known as pimping. But Terrence Howard has been very vocal. He said, that Diddy tried to, get him in a sexual situation, and he completely resisted his advances. The ring of the what establishment? You gotta be clear. I don't know what you mean, Mark. I'm trying to help you out, but I don't know what you're saying. The ring of the establishment. What establishment? The music industry, the government, the what establishment? And you missed my comment 2 times. Cause it's hard. It's hard to even look at, but I see it now. Google Yahoo Diddy Burkle. Send me a link so I can just hit it in, because I don't have time to go back and forth between the screens. But I'll try to get your comments as much as I can. I'm saying Diddy was set up by Diageo or Burkle. Okay. I think that's true to an extent. Diddy got charged because of what happened with him in Ciroc. Okay, I think people are going in the same direction. Texas and Charles are on the same page, I think. Weegless girl, I said game girl. At one point, others have to take accountability for their actions. That's exact fact. Yes, take accountability for your actions. If you're an adult, even if you're a child, you have to take accountability for your actions, no matter what. If you're at the age of reason, which is around 7 years old, you should be able to account for all your actions. I mean, even younger, should be able to account for their actions, but definitely adults. Marcus is talking about okay, yes, that's something different. What's your email? My email, I'll put it in the chat. I'll send the link. Thank you. You can just, but you can put the link right in here. I'm just saying. Charles Moran, Chucky, Fab is just real. Leave Diddy locked up. Why is Fab relieved? Ask your girl if I'm suspect. Oh, okay. All right. She said, yeah. You made her dress up like Prince. Oh my God. Okay, he's going crazy. Gang Girl says they are saying Casandra was cooked today and she was a star witness. So my thoughts was, what impact could this have on the trial? That's a good indication of what, because she, like that line, I'm down for a freak off, any, like that just switches up the whole game, because you're like, well, if you're just the victim and you're like, oh, I didn't do anything, I'm just a babe in the woods, and he came to me and beat me over the head in the hotel pictures, and of course those are graphic, vicious, and horrific scenes against Diddy, but he's not on trial for that tape. That's a totally different case. It can't ever be tried. I don't think. I could be wrong about that, but I would imagine that you can't try him for that specific incident. Oh yeah, you never seen that video with Diddy and Fab on Drink Champs? I think I did. And Diddy's like real woozy, and Fab is like, he's like looking around like. Okay, Texas and Marcus are going back and forth. To me, I don't see any evidence. This is Game Girl of coercion. My thoughts are that she beat him in public in front of others. I read a few texts today, and yeah, it's just a relationship. Gamer Girl goes on to say, to me, I see a lot of jealousy. The whole, if I can't have him, no one can. Okay. I kind of see, I see where I see where your logic is going. Boma said, I like when you like this Diddy to Fab. Okay, he said that. And then didn't he say something about the party during that interview? I think he said something about that party. Did you party or did you party or did you party? I think that was one of the interviews or one of the times where he actually said that. I could be wrong, but I think that was one of the times. And then like Nori was looking around like, what did they? What does he mean? What is he talking about? Nori was like confused. He was like, what the hell? But yeah. So Cassie could have backed herself into a corner now because text or text, that's verbatim, that's on record, that you can't say that was hearsay. Oh, I didn't really say that, I didn't do that. Game Girl says everyone gets mad at me, and to me, I say that happens, but I can lie and say he's 100% guilty with what I've seen. As I said, the lawsuit was born because she wanted compensation for her time with him. Wow. Okay, so I think you have a point, Gamer Girl. I don't see him doing this too much though. I don't see him, being her fall guy, or the guy that goes down for whatever ill will and terrible acts that she may have allegedly participated in willingly and consensually on her part, like willing to do those freaky nasty things. But she could have been a participant allegedly. I don't know. And if you guys are wondering why I'm so hyped about this time frame during this time after taking my I haven't even taken. I have to take my drugs in just a few minutes. Hold on, I'll be right back. Just took my happy pills. um. Yeah, I've said that many times in this broadcast. Mr. Choice Star Terrain has said this on many occasions. If he was just headstrong and hubris, not ego, but hubris. It's a totally different situation. Ego says I can because I've earned it. Hubris says come and get me because I ain't got nothing. I can do whatever I want because I feel like it. That's hubris. He could have went on a plane to Bali. He could have had his leg over his head, like Russ does. He could have been having sage and saffron and cinnamon and turmeric. He could have had all that. He chose not. What was he in Miami? I think, and then he went to New York or something crazy. He was either in Miami or New York. Oh, there's too many to mention. I'll give you a few rundown. The main one is lithium. I take clonazepam. I take trazodone. I take diphenhydramine. I take montelukast just in the night. Those are all my night pills. I think I didn't miss any. I think that's everything. Bumba, if you had to know. Diddy is a narcissist, yes. So in his mind, he did nothing wrong. Yeah, he's a complete narcissist. Yes, I agree with that. He's a narcissist. He doesn't know the difference between selfishness and narcissism. There's a very clear distinction between them. Very clear distinction. Bumba says, okay, wait a minute. Texas lithium, that ish in batteries. Yeah, it's a salt, not a salt. It's a kind of salt. I don't want to confuse anybody. It's a kind of salt that is used and has many applications. Lithium, yeah. Why not just smoke some weed instead? Well, that'd been cute because if I smoke weed, I couldn't have an excuse for the stuff I forget. I'll be like, what's the weed? It's gotta be the weed. Yeah, aka Klonopin. Yep, Klonopin. You can get really high off Klonopin if you OD. If you OD off of Klonopin, you can get really high. They have it in special bottles with the tape around it. I have to break a seal, in order to use it. They only give me a certain dosage. If you had like, I don't know how many, whatever they have a count where you can take all those, but you're not going to get the high. But if you have more than the amount that you have, you just store them up. If you didn't take them, you get super high off of Klonopin. Game Girl says, what part does this whole Dawn Richards have with this whole Diddy trial? I can admit, I did not do research on Dawn Richards. What is Dawn Richards is the Diddy Dirty Money, right? She's Dawn Richards. That's the Dirty Money young lady, right? She's speaking tomorrow. Dawn Richards. That's Dirty Money, right? Making the band or something. No. I think it's Dawn Richards is Dirty Money. I think she is. Somebody do a quick research for me if you don't mind. Yeah, I think Dawn Richards is Dirty Money. There's the other half of there's two of them. The other half of Dirty Money is for Diddy. Like she don't care. She's like going 10 toes down, advocating for him and supporting him in every way she can. She's going 10 toes down. Yo, make sure to hit that like button. Yes, hit that like button. I only have 2 likes and 6 people in here, so I need at least 800 likes. And 8 million people in here in this live chat. I need at least 8 million people in here. I want it to be like, so it's not even close. Like it's like too many zeros, and it's like it goes off the chart. It goes off the page. I'm gonna get there one day. I'm gonna get there. Trust me. Yeah, she's Dirty Money. Dawn see, there's Dawn Richards, and then there's I can't remember her name, but she it's either Dawn Richards or her. One of them. They love Diddy. They had some kind of situation together allegedly, and she's all about Diddy. She don't care. It is possible. Wait a minute, hold on. You were lit on Star Report the other day. Yes, I was, and I was going to tell you this is why I'm so happy, because I'm drinking caffeine again. My psychiatrist said I can drink caffeine, not crazy amounts. I can't bang too many, but I had a Monster Java Irish cream, which was banging. It was the truth. And I had a iced latte, a cherry iced latte from Starbucks. So I'm bouncing. I'm jittery. If you haven't noticed yet, when I call in, I'll make sure it's in. Who is Star? I heard he's a demon. You don't know who Star is? Oh man, you got to look him up. Look him up. Look, just type in Troy Terrain. TroiTorain. Star is a super legend. He wouldn't if it weren't for this man, Mr. Troy Star Terrain, I would not have this broadcast. He said they want to see your face, they want to hear your voice. He called me a boss because I did this on my own. I have everything organic. The only way I have to give him mainly the credit because I have almost 1,000 subscribers. I didn't buy any subscribers. I didn't, purchase anything. I didn't have any boosters. I didn't, do any of that. It's all organic. I built this all by myself. There's literally nobody behind me. As you can, I don't have a co-host. I don't have, music. I have advertisers, and I appreciate them. I was able to make 4 figures off of the advertisements and sponsors and the supporters who have given me money over time. So I'm very, very fortunate to have that. So I appreciate it. Hill nigger. Timmy, Hill nigger. Who's that? What's that from? Anybody know? If you know where that's from, then you know it's, movies, films. Marcus says men are talking. He's trying to come up. Mark. Texas and Marcus are having an issue in the live chat. One person. All I need is one person. We got a party. We have a party. If we have one more person. Marcus and Texas are still going at it. They're still going at it. I'm gonna let them do their thing in the live chat. I don't know where Gamer Girl went. She was actually giving really great contributions. I appreciate that. Troll babies. Yeah. Son the Son said Star don't believe in God either, and he's poisoned your mind. I don't understand how you can get poisoned from your mom when you're free from the shackles of faith and misunderstanding. It's a whole misunderstanding, faith. I'm not going to say religion. I'm going to say faith. There's a difference. When you have religion, that's like routine. That's like getting up in the morning, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, putting on clothes, going out to work. That's religion. That's a religious action. Faith is belief in something that doesn't have substance. I'm at a loss for words because I'm trying to remember the exact quote. I can't think of it right now, but I'll come back to it when it comes to me. There's an echo. Check your audio. It's echo. Oh, hold on. Is it echoing? Is there echo, 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 echo? Testing, testing, testing. I can't do much. There's only, the mute button. There's no really still echo. You're the only one saying it, Marcus. Are you sure? Because nobody else is saying there's an echo. There ain't no echo. Marcus is just an idiot. Let's slow down on the name calling. I'm the idiot. Y'all, you can call me an idiot all day. I'm too slow. It takes me a while to figure things out. And then I'm like, oh, I should have known that. I got it now. Faith is the acceptance of ideas in the absence of evidence. And to put that in a different way is you're putting your concerns into something that doesn't exist, and there's no way that it can exist. It might be the weed, my bad. It's all good, Marcus. It's all good. You're blowing down, you're blowing down the ganja, the Maui Wowie, the blueberry yum yum, the Texas tea. No, I don't. Nobody's saying there's an echo. You're the only one that's saying there's an echo, Marcus. Texas, is there an echo? Don't say it just because you want to go against Marcus. Is there an echo? Just be honest. Gamer girl, where are you? Is there an echo? I mean, I didn't do anything or change anything. I didn't press any other buttons or anything. No, all right. So I take Texas's word. I need a few other people to sign the petition to say this is no echo. Ain't no echo. Okay, it's all you, Marcus. Something's up with your connection. Something like that. Check your Wi-Fi. Check your Bluetooth if you're listening on another device. But we got to get back to this Diddy. Cassie said, she said herself, I'm ready for a freak off anytime. She said it herself. She can't take that away. She can't erase that. She can't say, well, I was just being cute and coy and, just being funny. Texas is going in on Marcus. I was just playing with him. I was just saying, I'm just paraphrasing. I'm not putting this in her. She didn't say this. Cassie is okay. I can't say that. Cassie stayed with that fool for 11 years. Why stay? Marcus asked. The easy answer is she was scared. She was scared that he may even end her life, allegedly. She was scared that he could possibly, ruin her life, definitely, but her career as well. She, if I'm not mistaken, she was signed to a 10-year album deal. 10 years for albums, or 10 album a year. 10 albums for over a period of 10 years, something like that. An album a year, something like that. If I'm not mistaken, she had that deal. You're still here, gang. Glad you're still here, girl. Tell 2 other people and hit the like button. Tell 2 more people so we can get this on and pop and get this to a party. I have free cable, son. Okay. I heard Cassie beat up Diddy's wife. Whoa. Did Diddy ever have a wife? I don't think he ever was married. I don't think Diddy was ever married. He didn't marry Kim Porter. If that's what you're referring to. He didn't marry Kim Porter. He had babies by her. Every time they ask, why did she do something or didn't say something, she said because he was scared. She was scared to make Diddy mad. Yeah, that anger. He's a hothead. That's where he gets his name Puffy. When he was a child, he would go and get really angry, and his face would puff up, and they call him Puffy. And then when he got older, he was called Puff Daddy. Then, of course, he changed to P. Diddy. Then he changed to P. Diddy, and then he changed to Diddy again. And it was Brother and Brother Love, and he has so many monikers. P. Papa Diddy Pop. Anybody remember that? What does Ben Stiller know? Ben Stiller knows something. He knows something. Allegedly. I live in my mom's basement, son. Yeah, I meant Kim. Yeah. Diddy is married to the baby oil. Gang, Dot Focus, salute to you, sir. I have to throw up the rock for no reason. I throw up the rock when Dot Focus comes in. I don't know why. Salute to you, Dot Focus. Matter of fact, let me do my ad for, and it's a party. Thank you. It's already a party. So I have to give Dot Focus his shine. Go to DOTFOCUS _1_ on YouTube. You'll find him with his first person shooter expertise. You can find a lesson and enjoyment and entertainment as he goes through phases of the game Call of Duty. Dot Focus _ DOTFOCUS 1_ not two, just 1_ and you will enjoy and you can interact with him. He's also on Twitch, the same moniker, DOTFOCUS 1_ Thank you very much for your time, sir. I appreciate you for showing up and making it a legitimate party. We've got 11 people in here. Smash that like button. Why don't I have 50,000 likes? I don't understand. What's up? Yes, exactly. He caught on what I say. Pink mist. Anybody that doesn't know about the pink mist, that's what we live for. If you're a trigger puller, I was a trigger puller. I can't pull any triggers now because I'm crazy. But I used to pull triggers, and I never, I'm not going to claim I'm Rambo or something like that, or had like 16 confirmed kills or something stupid. But I did fire multiple rounds downrange in training. So okay, no echo on my end. You sound clear to me. Okay, thank you, Gamer Girl. Appreciate it. You must be a Spurs fan. It's a party. Yup, it's a party. Those aren't words of someone who's being sex trafficked. That's so serious. Is she being on trial for being? It's not she on trial. Is she taking a stand because she was sex trafficked? I don't think so. I think she's taking a stand because she's a star witness for the prosecution. And they said that some of the jurors, leaned in. Some of them were like, "Oh my God, that's terrible." Oh, they were totally, befuddled and baffled by the specific wording that was coming out of her mouth. And just to think, she was on there for over a few hours or a couple hours. The only good thing about Texas is the Cowboys. DC4L. I say, who was that rapper that got killed in Texas? And another rapper, he said he did it. I think it was in Fort Worth. He got killed, I think. Y'all, you got to tell me. I'm stupid. I can't remember. I can look it up, but I don't have that kind of time. It's about time you remembered. But Texas, tell me who the Texas rapper that was accused of killing another Texas rapper, not the one that was shot and killed with his daughter. Not that Lil Ronnie. So who was the guy that was killed? Who was the guy that was killed? I know Lil Ronnie was the rapper, but who was the guy that was killed? What was his name? What are you saying Kim Porter for, Gamer Girl? What are you talking about? He didn't? I thought they did. Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking of. No, they never married. They had children together, but they never married. I'm Texas. Are you kidding? Lil Ronnie. Okay, so Lil Ronnie is the sacrifice. I don't believe in sacrifices. I think they're evil and vicious and ugly. I'm just Hear me out. Or was it TK? Okay, yeah, TK was the one that was like, who? Like he never heard of Lil Ronnie or something like that. Lil Ronnie is the sacrifice for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl next in 2026. You mark my words. The Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl in 2026. It'll be 30 years since their 5th Super Bowl win next year, 2026 in 1996. It'll be 30 years. Pay attention. Pay attention. But back to Diddy and Cassie. Cassie, I knew she wasn't sparkly clean. Like, I mean, everybody looked at the video and was like, oh, it's terrible, it's horrible. And it is terrible and horrible and vicious and disgusting and nasty. But what was the problem? Like I like what Paul Mooney said. The late great Paul Mooney was like, Chris Brown didn't beat that girl. She nearly beat him to death. She nearly killed the boy. She almost gave him brain damage. This time he came out with the single with Lil Wayne, Transformer. He said he thinks he's a transformer. You know she got that forehead. Kang, kang, kang. She got that umbrella. She beat that boy to half to death. See, like when you put it in a different perspective, because she was like, your Yankee boy. She's from Barbados, your Yankee boy. And she's poking him all in his head and saying all this stuff. Yankee boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do to me? Then I remember another comedian, I can't think of his name, but he said, what was his name? I can't think of Tosh.0. He said maybe I can't remember his real name, but last name is Tosh. Or first name, I can't remember. White boy. He said maybe Rihanna got in the way of Chris Brown dancing. I know I'm just giving it reference. I'm giving it a little bit of shape, little color, bouncing off the differences between the different cases. Marcus says, why can't we all just get along? Rodney King. Yeah. Whitey almost beat him to death, but he lived. He got, I think, a $3 million settlement, and he had to pay his lawyers off. So he got I don't know. I can't give you the figures, but he didn't get that much money out of it, and he ended up drowning in a pool. Sad life. Very sad life. Where are the white women at? Shannon Sharp. Marcus is wilding. That's, of course, from the movie Blazing Saddles. If you haven't seen it, it's a classic. Mungo, Pawn, and Game of Life. Shannon Sharp is gay, allegedly. Yes, you have to put the allegedly on there. I can't be with young boys. I mean, and then he kept talking. And they were like, nobody said pause. No one said pause. He just kept talking. What did I say? Oh, I said young boys. I meant young girls. I want young girls. It was a slip. Everybody's giving a slip. You may not have said something right. But what is the slip telling you? What does it mean? Does the slip sometimes mean something a little bit more? I don't know. Exactly. It's from the movie Blazing Saddles. Exactly. Yep. Mungo, Pawn, and Game of Life. That's one of my favorite quotes from that movie in any movie. Mungo, Pawn, and Game of Life. Yes, Marcus, tell Texas that. That is true. Allegedly can't save you all the time, especially with Mr. Troy Star Terrain saying reckless endangerment of the truth. You can say anything you want and say allegedly, as long as it's not malicious. It is not. It is has some basis in fact, and it is could be found to be truthful. But you can't just say, "Oh, allegedly." It can't save you all the time. That's fact. Thank you for pointing that out, Marcus. 6 people in here, 6 likes. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take that. Yes, he learned that from Star. Yeah, learned it from Star, not my dumbass. I learned it from him too. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. He's the greatest of all time. I don't care. Better than Howard Stern. Better than Don Imus. Better than, 99% of the other DJs. Because no other DJ brought objective perspective to their commentary, to their show, and had a show that I'm just giving a little bit of shine right now, but had a show that was, fast paced and then slow, then, funny and then deadly serious, and like just amazing. If you want to really read into, go to vocal.media and search for Ride Time and put in my name, Skylar Saunders. Ride Time, RIDE space TIME, and then my name, SKYLER space SAUNDERS. Ride Time, Skylar Saunders on vocal.media, VOCAL.MEDIA. Howard Stern was his mentor, but Star took it to a whole nother. I wouldn't say he was his mentor. Star, you have to read, if you reread, if you haven't read or if you haven't read it, read The Objective Hate. Read that and you'll get a different perspective on the whole matter. I don't think it was he used to listen to him when he was in the MTV mailroom. He was like, oh, he's decent, but he's got a lot of white boy griping. That's a direct quote. Yeah, white boy griping. So he wasn't really feeling Howard Stern like that. And he actually surpassed Howard Stern in the coveted 18 to 34-year-old demographic in New York City and in the surrounding areas. So, and then like fast forward years later, he acted like he didn't even know who Star was. Or Mr. Train was. He was like, "Oh, this guy's Star. I like what he says about it." It was something in regard to, I think it was the sexual assault thing. I'm not sure. I can't remember what it was, but I remember him saying something like, it was in regard to something like that. But he was just saying how he was. Howard Stern was the number one. Howard Stern was once the GOAT because he started all this shock jock thing on. No. There were many shock jocks way before him. There were shock jocks from the 60s and 70s. One of George Carlin's, the reason why he was arrested for saying the 7 words that you can't say on TV, but he said it on radio, which you can't say it on radio either. And he got arrested. He didn't even get fined or anything. He was arrested for saying it. So there were shock jocks way before even Howard Stern. And Petey Green is another person that was on radio and television that could be considered a shock jock. And Howard Stern was actually on his show in blackface. But he was the first one to really get paid, and he had a strong fan following. Facts. I'll give you that. And he still has it. And he had it was in 2007, I think it was. Something crazy. He had 500 million with Sirius XM. 500 million. I think that was in either 06 or 07, somewhere around there. Crazy money. Stupid money. But I have, more esteem, obviously, for Mr. Troy Star Terrain. He introduced me to Ayn Rand. That revolutionized my whole way of thinking. I mean, I have to give him, and he definitely supports my channel. He supports my everything I've done on here. So I appreciate him. Definitely without, too much gobbing, this is the greatest ever. No, I just have to give respect. That's all it is. It's respect. Respect. Like free. No, Diddy is innocent. Free Diddy. I should stop now because I have 3 people in here. And it's going on 59 minutes, going to an hour almost. But it was a party. Maybe you have to come in late. I have to come in around this time. Have to come around, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. This could be the golden hour. This could be the sweet spot. This could very well be the time that I come in. I appreciate that, Marcus. Thank you, sir. Salute. I just put it in. I just research. I do my research. And then I just regurgitate and allow you guys to say what you want and educate me. My audience educates me. My audience are homeowners or live in a home or live in, or have careers, like Mr. Choice Rain says. I don't like to say taxpayers because you shouldn't be able to pay taxes. Because I think taxing should not be forced. Should be should only be voluntary. Should be volitional. Well, that's for another day. Hey, I'm getting out while the getting is good. Thank you very much, everybody, for making it a party. It's my first party in months. I might have to come in at this time more often. I get more viewers, more likes. I got 7 likes. It was up to 11 people. So I appreciate you. I'll see you sometime tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be a crash out Friday. So I salute to you all. So thank you very much and take care.